the best place to go and lose the rest of the world and find yourself and just have a really great reset. So we'll talk a little bit more about that. But yes, today we're talking about finding wellness outdoors in Alabama. If you will look in the chat kind of toward the beginning, I posted a link for this Menti with the code and everything in it. You can also scan the QR code if you would like to participate in that. I would love to see y'all's responses to when was the last time you intentionally spent time outdoors? And this isn't intentional of just like walking to your mailbox. This is like I actually purposefully went outside to take a nice long walk, or I wanted to go hiking and I actually did it. Spend some time on the river walk, things like that. I'll give you guys a minute to do that. There we go. Let's see. Wow, a lot of you guys so far, just in the past week. That's incredible. That's awesome. All right, almost there. Okay, well, to be completely honest with you guys, that is more than I expected. So I'm curious, what type of outdoor recreation that was for you guys. So if you want to throw that up in the chat, feel free to do so. Um, let's see. All right. So what is outdoor recreation or outdoor wellness and why does it matter? Well, first, let's talk about how being physically active anywhere builds stronger muscles and bones and leads to better outcomes in life in general, but also with aging. And no, it's not too late to get started. With physical activity, we immediately see improved sleep quality, a reduction in feelings of anxiety, blood pressure decreases as well. Long term, we see a lot of other really wonderful benefits. So, decreased risk of dementia and Alzheimer's, and reduced risk of dementia of depression. Heart health is increased, and risk of heart disease, stroke, and type 2 diabetes also decrease. Risk of bladder, breast, colon, endometrial, esophageal, kidney, lung, and stomach cancer all also decrease, which is really wonderful. Risks of weight gain are reduced, and balance and coordination increase, which reduces risk of falls and increases aging gracefully. So all of this is great. So why specifically going outdoors? Well, if you love all of those benefits that I just mentioned, and why wouldn't you? Being outdoors amplifies them and more. So we'll keep talking more about that as we get into this presentation. So our goals for today is to notice where we are right now in our outdoor journey, to understand how impactful nature is on our health, consider new places and different ways to recreate, and then make a plan for getting outdoors and active. One of the things that I have noticed for myself, which is wild that I'm in the position that I am and I still struggle with this sometimes, but life gets really busy and can get really hectic and things just get away from you, and plans that go unscheduled go undone. So if you really want to get outdoors and active, then I encourage you to go ahead and make a plan, put a date on a calendar, pick a location, commit to it, go for it, and then experience it. It'll be amazing. So let's do a quick wellness check-in. So you can throw this in the chat. Rate yourself in these areas. So stress, energy, and mood. Whereas number one is like, I'm basically a sloth. I'm running on caffeine and hope. The couch is always calling my name. Number three is I'm on the trail. I'm doing okay. I've got some ups and downs, but I'm making some steady progress. And number five, I could metaphorically wrestle a bear. I'm at peak energy all the time, feeling fantastic, ready for whatever the day brings. So just take a minute. I'm curious to see what you guys will put in the chat. Lots of threes. Couple of ones and some twos, few fours. Yeah, a lot of depends on the day. I can definitely understand that for sure. So we'll revisit this a little bit later. So as we're going through this, I'd like to walk through a brief nature experience with you guys. It may seem a little hokey to some of you, and others of you will totally enjoy it. But who has heard of forest bathing? It's been increasing in popularity as people are finding themselves to be more and more stressed all the time, or very frequently for a lot of people. The Japanese word shinrin-yoku, which I'm probably not saying correctly, but it translates to forest bathing or taking in the forest atmosphere. So the term emerged in the 80s to help people find a way to recover from the burnout of the tech boom and to inspire them to reconnect with and protect the forests around them. It's now growing in popularity across the US for its therapeutic relaxation effects and positive health benefits. So before we start our desk to forest bathing experience, I just want you to use your imagination a little bit and think of the smells that you would have if you walked through this photo. Some of you might think of the earthy smells of the dirt, um, the smells of the like decaying wood around you, just forest smells, the moss, um, the pine that's there, lots of good earthy smells. So close your eyes and imagine yourself stepping into a hidden forest. Every hue of green imaginable surrounds you. Feel the cool shade beneath the canopy where sunlight filters through and a balmy breeze rustles the leaves. Take several slow, deep breaths, each filling your lungs with forest air. As you exhale, soften your shoulders and let the tension melt away. Imagine the tranquility of this place as you root your feet firmly to the ground, feeling the soil beneath you. Now let your thoughts drift with the breeze through the forest canopy, simply observing them. Shift your attention to the trees. Do they stand tall like ancient giants with their arms raised in silent strength? Or perhaps vibrant and playful, their branches intertwining and dancing with joy? Ahead, an enormous tree stands guard. Its gnarled trunk is anchored by endless roots that tumble and twist upward and then plunge deep into the forest floor. Now gaze skyward. The sun blazes brightly, illuminating the tapestry of green and brown below, with golden rays that dance softly through the trees. You see a carpet of fragrant moss, earthly and rich. Imagine sinking your toes into its softness, feeling the coolness against your skin. Listen, does a breeze rustle the leaves? Hear the bird song filling the air as they call to each other in joyful trills and chirps. Using all your senses, what else do you notice? Your walk continues and silence reigns, a deep quietude that has a sound of its own. The exhale of your breath, the steady rhythm of your heart, and the thrum of life pulsing through your veins. In this stillness, you can almost hear the trees growing. Stems pushing through the soil, leaves unfurling, reaching for sunlight. Embrace nature's symphony, allowing the soothing sounds to wash over you. Inhale deeply. Let the refreshing fragrance of the forest around you fill your senses. Inhale again. Notice the breeze as the wind whispers across your face. And take a few moments here. Now it's time to return to the present. Take a few deep breaths as you slowly open your eyes. All right, welcome back. So I recognize that I tried to share my screen with you guys and then the video just completely cut off. So I apologize for that. You're supposed to have bird sound the whole time. So the science of nature. We know that exercise improves health, and exercise in nature can amplify many of those benefits. Research suggests that spending time in natural environments can reduce stress and lower cortisol levels, improve mood, and decrease symptoms of anxiety, restore attention and mental focus. It can increase feelings of vitality and overall well-being, and encourage longer or more enjoyable physical activity. It's not that the outdoors replaces exercise, it's that it just can enhance the overall experience. It engages your mind a little bit differently. Think about the last time that you were on a treadmill or elliptical or the stair stepper or something like that. Those things ask very little of your brain. A hiking trail, though, encourages you to notice wildlife, listen to the birds, navigate terrain, smell the forest air, feel changing temperatures and breezes. And nature naturally encourages mindfulness without requiring you to sit still and to meditate. When you're in nature, then movement feels a lot less like exercise. Many people find that they can walk further and stay active longer, and they enjoy the activity more because they're focused more on the scenery rather than the clock. Who's been on a treadmill or some other piece of equipment like that, and you're like, oh, I just have to get through this. Let me turn on a show. I'll watch it for 30 minutes. And when that's over, then I know I get to be done. I know I definitely have done that. And it's just not quite the same. I just don't enjoy it nearly as much as when I get to see the things around me and when I know that I have a view that I get to look forward to. So instead of saying I walked for 30 minutes because you were on the treadmill or whatever, then you find yourself saying, let's see what's around the next bend, or, oh, I can't wait to get to that amazing view that I know is waiting for me. Outdoor recreation helps people connect with friends and family, their local community and their landscapes, and it helps with conservation and stewardship. People are often more motivated to protect the places that they know and enjoy. So a simple comparison, we talked earlier about how exercise in general is good for you, but let's look at a comparison between indoor exercise versus outdoor exercise. So both are going to improve your fitness. You're going to burn calories either way, and you're going to build strength. Indoor exercise is climate controlled, which I know just looking at the chat that some of you guys are really excited about being in climate controlled because this southern heat is hot. But outdoor exercise gives you fresh air and changing scenery. Indoor exercise has a predictable environment and movement, and outdoor exercise has novel experiences and exploration. Indoor exercise has limited sensory inputs, whereas outdoor exercise has rich sights, sounds, smells, and textures that you can feel as you're walking along. The indoors is generally task focused, but the outdoors shifts to being more experience focused. And who doesn't love a good experience? All right, so if you will go back to the Menti, I would love for you guys to share your favorite Alabama outdoor recreation destination. So let's see. Here we go. Oh, I've got to change that, don't I? Next slide. Here we go. Lake. Nice. Oh, I'm not sure what BWR is. Sipsey Wilderness. Yeah, pool. Yeah, the pool's a nice place to go. The beach. You guys have a lot of really good ones in here. Somebody's favorite is cutting the grass. That's so interesting. I do enjoy cutting the grass actually, but that's just not one that you hear very often. Anywhere with water, for sure. Old cemeteries. That's unique. Interesting. Craft Arboretum. So we have a really good mix so far of local places and places that are a little bit further from Tuscaloosa. Bankhead, that's good. Somebody said that they don't know enough yet. Hey, if you're new to the area, you're in the right place. You now have a litany of options that you can choose from. Walking the dog, you know what? Having a dog is a really great excuse to get outdoors and active. Because they need that exercise just as much as we do. I love taking a dog on a good hike with me. I used to have a Siberian Husky, and he was the best adventure buddy. He was so well behaved and followed directions really well, which, if you know anything about Huskies, is kind of unusual. Um, but he was just such an awesome dog and just loved to go on adventures with me. He was great. We'd go camping all the time. All right. Yeah, so we have a lot of really great things in here. So if you want to take a screenshot of this, if you're interested in some other places, then grab a quick screenshot of this word cloud really quick, and then I'll switch to the next slide. Some really great things though: Lake Nickel, Hurricane Creek, Raynal Family Park, Black Warrior River Trail, a few things for Black Warrior. Anywhere with woods and waterfalls. I like that. Um, Montesano Mountain. I'm not sure that I'm familiar with that one. So you guys are giving me some ideas of things to look at. My home on the island. Hey, I'd love to have an island home. That sounds awesome. Definitely a place where you could chill out and relax. Very cool. All right, let's see. All right. So some other really great places in Alabama. I know that I saw some of these things listed, but if you are craving mountains and you want a nice hike, Chiaha State Park is really good for that. I think they also have a nice lake that a lot of people like to go and enjoy. Talladega National Forest has got some waterfalls. Cane Creek Canyon Nature Preserve, that's a little further north, I think a little west of Huntsville. Um, Beautiful spot. Definitely has a creek flowing through it, and it's a really neat spot. Hurricane Creek is a really great place. Walls of Jericho is one of my favorite places in Alabama. It's in Northeast Alabama. It has great hiking. Just you can do it as a day hike. You can do it as a backpacking trip if you want to. It has lots of good water resources there for you, so you know you're not going to go dry. Um, and it also has a small cave, and when it says the walls of Jericho, I mean, it's these incredible, humongous walls that when you finish the hike, you're just treated to this incredible, insane view that you just can't get anywhere else. An absolutely gorgeous place. If you're looking for water and you want some kind of paddling expedition, the Cahaba River is really nice for that. You just have to watch the water levels. Gulf Coast, if you're wanting the beach, I know I saw a lot of beach people on there. Can't blame you for that. I'm looking forward to the beach, and I'm going in a couple of weeks. Can't wait. And the Flint River has a really nice canoe spot that you can get through. For some waterfalls, Little River Canyon, DeSoto State Park, Sipsey Wilderness, lots of waterfalls there. Some easy local options. So we have a lot of city parks around Tuscaloosa, which is great. So the state parks, Lake Laureline has just done a major renovation, if you haven't heard. And so they have a nice beach there at the lake, along with several hiking trails. That's a really, really great place to go and get active. That is very close. The river walk. So we've got the one on the campus side and then the one on the opposite side. I think somebody mentioned that one in the Menti. And then campus trails. So we don't really have a ton of trails on campus, but a lot of sidewalks that can definitely be used as trails that have trees and just some natural beauty along those as well. And then just getting out and about in your neighborhood or your property and walking around and just taking it all in. You still see birds and squirrels and all sorts of other things in your own backyard. Try some gardening. If you haven't done any gardening before, that's a really great way to get outdoors for a little bit. You spend 20 to 30 minutes looking at plants, picking plants, and then you reap your harvest and get to like really enjoy the fruits of your labor, literally. Do some stargazing. In the workplace, we do have green spaces around campus. So I'd encourage you, if you have a laptop and your supervisor allows you, take your work outside for 20 to 30 minutes and just enjoy being in nature. I know we said this is going to be kind of a rainy week. So maybe you have a pavilion in front of your office with a picnic table you can sit at for a little while, or catch a time between rain. The climbing wall, it is indoors, but it's still outdoors too, kind of gets you introduced and is a really great way to find some other community members among the faculty and staff. There are faculty staff groups that do climb, and that's a really exciting way to go there and find some people in your same life stage that are getting active in that way. Outdoor recreation also offers trips. So if that's something that faculty and staff would be interested in, then drop that in the chat and let us know where you might like to go. Trips during the summer for faculty and staff is something that I think would be really amazing to do. I just love to see what you guys' interest is on that. So what's your excuse? Why are you not recreating if you aren't? I know a lot of you guys are. I already saw that y'all are intentionally getting outdoors within the past week, which is great. But if your excuse is that you don't have time, just start with 15 to 20 minutes. That's really where the benefit starts. It's just taking a little bit of time and just easing into it. And if you can do 15 to 20 minutes every day, or at least every couple of days, that would be a fantastic way to start. Is it too hot? If you go in the early morning or the evening, or pick trails that are really nice and shaded. I know somebody said in the chat earlier that they were not interested in going to a bunch of waterfalls because it was too hot. But actually, in a lot of those places, the temperatures are way cooler because of the way that the water moves, or the way that the breeze moves through the trees, or the fact sheerly that it is shaded very well. Just really great opportunities. Give it a try. Yeah, it may be a little bit hot. Amazon also sells these little neck fans that you can wear if you're really wanting to stir up a breeze when there may not be one. If you don't know where to go, start local. We also, just had that slide over here of a bunch of different good places that you can go. And then on the Menti, people shared more opportunities with that. If you don't have anyone to go with, join a group. shoot me an email. I would love to build a group of UA faculty and staff that just want to get out and go adventure together, and we can build a team like Intramurals does. If you don't have any gear, you can rent gear. Outdoor Rec offers rentals. You can borrow gear from friends or choose activities that don't really need any gear, like just day hiking trips. You just need a good water bottle or two. So for your wellness plan, so this week, just commit to making a plan. So spend 30 minutes outside for 2 days. Try visiting one new place. Invite a friend to go walk with you. Try one new activity. I know there's a lot of other things. If you guys will, just throw up in the chat, what is something that you will commit to with your wellness plan this week? And just remember that nature doesn't ask us to be experts. It just simply wants us to show up. And that's really the goal. So we don't have to know everything. We just need to get out there and give it a try and just recognize that it has so many wonderful benefits for us. So I'm going to take a minute and just look back through the chat because I can't see that all the time. Pearl Station Paleontological Site. That's cool. Black Warrior, Mentone, Hurricane Creek. Yeah, that's awesome. Okay, Jeremiah's Community Garden. That's really cool. And there's volunteer opportunities there. That'd be a great way to meet people with similar interests to you and get outdoors. Very cool. Yeah, and somebody said pickleball, another good way to get outside, soak in some fresh air, play some pickleball, enjoy those new courts that UA has on campus by the rec center. It is hot. Uh, I'll I like taking walks in my neighborhood when it's not a million degrees. I concur. Um, the mosquitoes too can get to you sometime, but some good bug spray, finding spots where there's not standing water. If you are having mosquito problems, make sure your gutters are cleaned out. That's one that I just notice a lot in my neighborhood is I love to get out and walk, but a lot of people do not clean out their gutters. That's just a mosquito habitat. Um, a buffet bar for bugs. Yeah, lots. Yeah, I know some people like that. um, yeah, I really appreciate you guys participating um and sharing the places that you like to go. Oh, a paddleboard contest this week. That's cool. Yeah, if you guys are interested in finding somebody to go out and recreate with, and you'll have my email. Let's see, I can throw that up in the chat really quick. And I'd love for you guys to email me, and I would be happy to put some of you guys together to find a hiking buddy or just an adventure buddy in general.
I was gonna ask, do you have any, I know y'all plan trips at UREC, so do y'all have any trips coming up?
Yeah, so our first trip for this semester is going to be whitewater rafting on the Ocoee River in Tennessee. So that will be really neat. We also have, let's see, I have my whole trips calendar here. Um, sea kayaking to Deer Island, that's off the Gulf Coast. A backpacking in Conecuh National Forest, and it is Conecuh like the sausage. That's where the sausage was originally made, and that's South Alabama. Rocky Springs Ghost Town in Mississippi. In Georgia, we're going to be doing I guess it's the mid-semester study break, the Charles B. Henson Cave Preserve. And we'll be doing a cave site cleanup and then also doing some caving then. We definitely have mountain biking and road biking options. We'll be doing the Smith Mountain Fire Tower hike, Red River Gorge, and then in December we'll go see the Christmas lights at Sea Rock City. So if that's not something for you, then if you interact with students a lot, please share those opportunities for them. So we definitely would like for people to get outdoors and active and find a really great community. And then, like I said before, if you are interested in doing a faculty staff type of trip, that's something that we could definitely plan for the summer. I'd love to hear your ideas about that. Does anybody have any other questions? Feel free to throw it in the chat.
Um, they're asking where to find all of these trips. I did put in there the UREC website on trips and clinics.
Yeah, some of those trips are not
Is
posted
that
right now, but that link
okay?
is there. So I think 2 of them are available right now for registration, but the others will come up in the next week or so.
I've gone to Lake Lurleen since they reopened, and it is very nice.
Yeah,
The
I've heard
bathrooms are all
nothing but good
updated.
things
The
about it.
park, like the playground for kids, is updated.
Mm-hmm.
You could go and
No,
hike and get sweaty and then just go jump in the water.
yeah. Now, Patrick, we actually are very interested in doing a deep sea fishing trip, and that almost made it on the calendar this semester. It's just very expensive to do, so we're just not 100% sure that students will be excited to pay that fee. But if you think that a faculty staff one would go off really well, I'm definitely willing to consider that because deep sea fishing would be awesome. Parks for camping that offer UA employee discounts. I'm not really sure about that. I know there's places that you can go for free that they just don't charge you at all. Walls of Jericho is one of those, but those are going to be places that generally are a little more primitive. Um, and so I guess it just depends on how primitive do you want your camping. Are you a bathroom required type of individual or nature is my bathroom kind of person?
I'm not sure about like Lake Lurleen. I think it's like $5 to get in and
Yeah,
two
there is a
for
little entry fee there.
children under 12 or something like that.
Yeah. Lake Nickel is
Very
also very
affordable.
close though, and you don't have to pay to go into that one. And they do have the lake there and some smaller hiking trails and stuff like that.
Lots of good options.
Yeah. Geological Park. Yeah.
Trying to make sure we got all the questions.
Yeah. Maybe a class on camping basics for someone who's never done camping, especially not a setup site. I think that's a great idea, Jenna. Um, and that sounds like something that a few people might really be interested in as well. So that would be cool. Is that something that you would like to see as a like a primitive camping type thing, like how to set up a tent, how to use a stove that's like a backpacking type stove? Um, is that kind of what you're thinking? Yeah, basic stuff at state parks. Yeah, I love to have. I take snacks with me even when I'm backpacking all the time. Lots of snacks.
Snacks are important.
Mm-hmm.
Or electricity, yeah.
Electricity makes it easier. That's glamping. There's nothing wrong with that. Love just to,
There are
still
some
get that
glamping
snack.
places in Alabama too.
There are some places have yurts set up, which is really cool. Um, Timberline.
Thank you for sharing that, Rebecca.
Yeah, it's neat. There are some really good campgrounds in the area though, and some that you don't have to drive too far for. If you look at the Army Corps of Engineers, they have like their campsites generally are really nice, very wooded. So you're not usually like right on top of the person next to you. So that's if you have a camper or a tent, you can do that. And they generally have bathrooms that are accessible with the bathhouse and everything too. I really like, I grew up in Mississippi, but my family grew up going camping at Town Creek Campground, and that's off the Tennessee Tombigbee Waterway. And so you can get like so many of their campsites are waterfront, which is really nice too. Um, Yeah, Deer Lick is cool. I think they had closed down for a little while. I think maybe they've opened back up.
Dang,
Yeah,
I'm gonna
thank
have
you
to
guys
put a
so much
camping
for
trip on
sharing.
my calendar.
Do it.
So I'll have to add a camping trip to my calendar this
I'm
fall.
telling you guys, the one of the best things that my family has ever done is just at the beginning of the year, we'll sit down and we'll say, these are the weekends that we know that we have some availability right now, and we're not going to plan other things over this. This is what we're doing, and this is where we're going. And as long as we've made that plan, then we really have done a good job sticking with it. Plans tend to fall through a lot more when we're just like, yeah, we really need to go camping. We need to take the kids on a hike. But if there's not like a clear cut plan with a place and a date, then it just often falls through. Um, yeah. Yeah, and there are lots of waterfalls in Alabama. A lot of people, I don't know, Alabama's tremendously underrated for its adventure opportunities. And it has tons of caves, it's got rock climbing, it's got so much water access. Alabama is really a wonderful state for adventure. It's beach and mountains and all sorts of stuff. It's great. Yeah. I had a lot of experience with the Alabama golf courses. Admittedly, I'm not much of a golfer. Um, I did golf camp when I was a kid, but I wasn't great at it.
I'm
Not
glad y'all
my
are
call anyway.
typing. I saw an article, I didn't read it because I wanted to ignore it, but it said Alabama is one of like the worst states to live in. So I'm glad we're over here hyping Alabama
Yeah,
up,
yeah.
you know.
I mean, it really is a beautiful state, and a lot of people just don't realize it at all. We've had movies filmed here. If you guys have ever seen, what's that Sarah Jessica Parker and Matthew McConaughey movie, Failure to Launch. So in that movie, he does a rock climbing scene, and that was filmed in the state of Alabama at Cherokee. Oh, what are they called? It used to be called Sand Rock, but they've renamed it Cherokee State Park, something like that. But Sand Rock. Oh, I didn't realize Big Fish was filmed here. That's a good movie. Yeah. Cool. Well, that is all that I have for you guys today. So you're welcome to keep chatting. I think we have some really interesting conversation going in the
We
chat and sharing
have.
a lot of good resources, which is awesome. But don't feel obligated to stay on.
Yes.
But
Yeah.
thank you
Thank you
guys for
everyone for joining.
participating.
I thought it was a great conversation. I feel like I learned a lot about different places we can go on an adventure. So, and the like the meditation at the beginning was the highlight. That was we need to do that before every meeting we go to.
Yes. Yeah.
So relaxing.
Yes. I'm sorry
Well,
that I
thank.
didn't have the sound on at first. I just didn't realize that it
It
kicked
was
off for you
fun
guys.
even without it. It was great. But thank you so much.
Yeah.
And hopefully I'll see y'all at our bodyweight strength training class on Thursday. And I hope y'all have a great week.
Bye, guys.